Hello, everybody. Still running late a little bit. I'm getting my computer out now. Got to go in here with it. Um, have some stuff going on. How is everybody? Let's have a check in. How's everybody doing? So, um, we're going to go over a few things this evening. Um, Mama sees and they're enlisting the help of the young ones. Oh, goodness. All right. Can you guys hear me? Put a one in the chat if you can hear me. Sorry, still getting everything situated. Getting everything situated. Gwen Jenkins can hear me. All right, I see some ones now. All right. Just a second. Mama sees getting help from the kids. All right. Just a minute. Dogs are barking.
Please take that dog.
Happy home. How are you barking at, CB?
Take CB in there and give it to
Tornado warning. Where's that at? Oh, you don't have to dox yourself or anything. Sorry to hear that. Tornadoes are scary. Hello, Carrie. Tornadoes are very scary. Okay, let me get my. All right. Almost set. Almost set. Gonna be a little bit different setting for tonight's live stream. Just a minute. Sorry. I hate the downtime like that. I'm sorry you guys are. I was unorganized tonight. Normally not my thing. There we go. Some feedback. Whew. Let me kick the old bow out. Now then, I'm back. All right, here we are. Pink shirt and all. How's your all's day been? Let me plug up here because this is. Don't have much battery. How's your all's day been? Yeah, I hate storms too. I hate that you're going through that. Very scary. Seeing videos pop up here. Right off the bat, we're gonna discuss a little bit of what we saw last night. We'll have a little open discussion for a few minutes, and I will give you maybe a preview of what's going to come. I don't want to get into the trial coverage tonight. I'm fully intended on it. I wanted to get started at 9 though. and now we ran into some issues getting everything ready for tomorrow. I'm leaving early in the morning. I've got some appointments to take care of out of town. So I got to get up earlier than I like to, and take care of some business. So we're going to go over a few things tonight, have a little discussion, and then get back at it hard and heavy tomorrow. Friday night, maybe we'll see how strong the hotel Wi-Fi is in Alabama, where me and Hunter's at, and if we can, if we can, we will do some stuff Friday, and then Saturday we'll take off, and come back with Sunday. Family Day after the Easter festivities during the day. Hello, Trish Howard. How are you? Lord, you just got another tornado alert on your phone. That's two. Oh, goodness, Leslie B. Yeah, prayers for all those in Mother Nature's path tonight. I hope that nothing bad comes of that for anybody. You're not too late, X. I literally just signed on. I'm late too. You haven't missed a thing, buddy. You haven't missed a thing. We're going to discuss some things from last night. We may pull up some the plea deal again. We're going to discuss some of the reactions I've seen to the plea deal being broadcast. There are still those who have heard the plea deal and trying to make it poor Shelby, poor innocent Shelby, who has been set up. Okay. There's been no setup. There's been no setup. And some of these things that we're going to see soon, which looking at it now, I'm probably not going to do a whole lot of good to even go over it. I mean, it'll be good for you guys, good for me, information for the ones who already are open-minded, but for those who refuse to believe anything other than Shelby's innocent, it's not this information's not going to be a factor. I have a transcript between Shelby and Lucinda Lay. Put a 1 in the chat if you know who Lucinda Lay is. And I'm going to send this to some of our trusted friends here, mods specifically. We may go over this, do the role play thing like they wanted to do over there, and see how that turns out. Or I may just read it. I'm not going to post it. I will show it to those I trust. If I get burnt by it, I get burnt by it. But I'll show it to those I trust, and we will read it. And I'll show you the paper to show it to you. But yeah, I'm going to read it. I'm going to read it for sure. But there's things in it that Role play sounds freaky. Not that kind of role play, Arkansas. Stay in the game here. Stay in the game. Focus. Focus. Coming in late. Been listening to BK Live. Okay, Bama Truth Seeker. How are you doing tonight, Bama? So, you know, some of this stuff, I don't know. I mean, it's the reason why these jailhouse interviews or phone calls weren't presented by the defense. You can't pick and choose, you see. When you enter that into evidence, you have to enter all of it. So one jailhouse phone call and transcript wouldn't be sufficient. They would want them all. And they would have to, provide these between Shelby and Lucinda Lay. Now, it says Cindy Lay, but that's Lucinda. Mine says Jimbo Collins, but it's James. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. Okay. Cindy Lay. Okay. Cindy says, okay, I am going to help you. You know how I feel. And I've switched to your side. I just don't want to get in trouble either. I have my granddaughter looking up to me. I care about you. And then he interrupts her and says, GD, Cindy. I'm sorry. I know you hate that word. All you got to do is tell the truth. Tell what Ernie said about a joke and how he gived G-I-V-E-D, gived me that inaudible and them rings and stuff. Okay? But we're going to go over the whole thing when I got more time. I don't know why it says there's only 5 in chat. Actually, we're looking at 65 right now. And, usually when we're a little early like this, that's about the numbers we get. We go on at midnight or later, we get way better numbers. But in our actual views, people go back and watch it the next day. And, after they watch their other creators. And listen, I know I'm relatively new here, on YouTube. So loyalties to other creators and interest, they watch those first. And I'm totally good with that. Totally good with that. People go back and watch later, and that's fine. And, we get as many comments on our videos as we do have people chatting live. So, yeah, it's up and down between there, Oh yeah, the slow-mo, I do have it on slow mode. Because I was expecting to go over the trial and I didn't want to get behind in chat. I should have probably fixed that, but I was running so late I didn't get to fix anything. So I didn't even really need the slow mode. Sorry, guys. It's all right, Leslie B. You're fine. You're fine. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Ziggy's got this makeup sale going. And I know these ladies are wanting that makeup, and they've been with Ziggy for a whole long time. You know, I know that's not proper grammar, but whole long time. But they've been following Ziggy for a while, and hey, that's you know that's fine. I have a department phone. You are the only one I watch that will not get me fired. Oh, yeah. There's a whole lot of you know, but bad behavior happening. Um, I was at the store earlier, and I'm not even going to say whose live stream I had turned on. Um, it may not even been live. It might have been a video, but I clicked on it, and it was just F word, C word. People started looking at me, and I'm like, oh gosh, I couldn't get turned off fast enough. And when I turned it off, there was like a 3-second delay where you could still hear, and it was embarrassing. That's when you are embarrassed by what is on your phone coming out of the speaker of your phone. It's not even what you're saying. Then that says a lot, right? That says a lot. Shannon, you're not a fan of the 2 to 3 year old makeup, hey? There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of vile talk on YouTube, and YouTube's not censored. Um, it's not television, so they can say whatever they want, and it's bad. Some of it's really, really bad. Um, yes, I agree, Shannon. It just the the vulgarity just there's no reason for it, and a lot of times vulgarity becomes habit, right? Like you say that word so much that it's part of your um, every sentence. I know people. Um, I know some YouTube creators that they can't say a word or a sentence without using the F word, and it's just it's hard to listen to. Like I said, I'm guilty of locker room talk. Um, I'm not proud of it, but that extreme F wording too much. Jen Hoffa's not old makeup. Good, good. There's people who disagree with just about everything. Something that goes on that we don't even really need to talk about the makeup. It's Ziggy's thing, and she's giving it away, and good for her. And if somebody wants it, good for them. Like I'm sure there's a bunch of people who want it. I don't know. I'm not a makeup expert. Does makeup go bad? Let's ask. Does makeup go bad? Is there an expiration date on it? Somebody tell me. Put a 1 in the chat. It does go bad. Put a 1 in the chat if you're high maintenance. Put you on the spot right now. If you're high maintenance, put a 1 in the chat. Some does, the saying, and yes, there are expiration dates. Okay, cool. Cool. I'm not high maintenance either. Yeah. We got a few. I don't know about expiration date, but it does go bad. Usually oil separate and gets yucky. Oh, I get that. I can see that. I could totally see that. Yeah. Makes a lot of sense. Yeah, even like oil-based paints and things like that, like kind of separates, right? It's powdered makeup go bad? I don't know. Does powdered makeup go bad? You guys know? Mama's baby girl is allergic to a lot of makeup. Um, at one point, we thought one of our daughters was allergic to makeup. Turned out she wasn't, but um, Shannon, a little bit of blush and lip gloss, and feel pretty for me. That's all. Hey, that's all that matters, right? My late husband always told me that I was beautiful without the makeup. I don't like when Thelma puts on a whole lot of makeup. I like her just beautiful naturally. Um, we're girl talk with Jimbo. Where's Thelma? She is. We running late, and when we came in, she's taking care of her dogs, taking care of the dogs, and then she's gonna come in here and make some supper. Super late. Oh, somebody tell Nicolina we're eating late again. What's with the Collinses eating so late? Well, we must be committing murder somewhere. And then by the time we get done cleaning up and burning down the houses, we got to come home and then cook, right? I'm not above girl talk. Heck, you girls talk basketball with me, right? Don't you? You guys, you girls came in here and talk basketball with me. Sports. I don't care to talk a little makeup. I'm learning here. I'm learning. How do I know if I don't ask? Some of the questions I ask are just to get you guys talking a little bit. Ernie's court date was today. Somebody said that. Sorry, I'm late. Let's see who said that. Mrs. Tim. Court date was one of his court dates was today. Don't know the outcome, but I know he's not in jail because somebody sent me a short clip of Ernie talking trash at Benny or to Benny, wearing his looked like I had a bolo on and his hat, and next thing you know, he steps into the another screen, like steps, brings somebody else in on screen, puts his arm around Candace Wells and says, Benny, you knew Don the whole time. You knew Don before. So a little bit of drama going on over there, but he's not in jail. That's for sure. Not yet. He's live. ES with Candace at Tina's house. Yep. He's live now. He's still live. That could explain some numbers too. Like anytime Ernie or Benny or anybody goes live with Candace or with Don, huge numbers. And I get it. Everybody wants to see a resolution in the case, right? Put a 1 in the chat if you want to see a resolution in the Summer Wells case. If you want to see justice for Summer Wells finally come to fruition. I'm going to put a 1 in the chat because I definitely want to see that. So there's interest anytime Candace is on screen somewhere or Don, when he wasn't in jail. There's another foul-mouthed dude, right? Don in the N-word. By the way, when we go over this transcript between Shelby and Lucinda, we're going to have to say N-word instead of the real word several times.
I have goats and chickens pecking in my front yard.
We're talking makeup. And they were like, where's Mama C at when we're talking makeup?
Mama C really don't wear makeup a whole lot.
Well, I told him you didn't wear it a whole lot, and I told him that I prefer you just naturally beautiful.
I wear it on there because I'm 46, but
She said she wears it because he's 46. Look at Mama C, no makeup.
This is
That's
what
my
I
woman.
look. Oh my dear Jesus, I'm getting off. I'm outside with my chicken goats.
She's out there with the chickens and goats.
They're grazing in my front yard. I gotta go outside for a minute.
Don is a racist, Mrs. TM. And I don't know Don, but for him to spit that word out like he does, and I've heard it on several different occasions with several different creators, he's just too loose with that word to not be a flaming racist. Don Wells is a racist. I don't care who gets mad at me. You don't say that word without being a racist. I agree, Jen Hoffa. Don's been crying daily. He's in jail, right?
Hold on.
Don is still in jail, correct?
No.
You're going to have to shut that one up. Where's Stumpy at?
Shut up, I'm punching the face.
You ain't going to punch that dog in the face. She won't punch him.
No, I won't. I don't get that. They bully me.
Thelma don't punch anything. She's actually kind of a wiener.
I get bullied by all these animals.
Yeah, okay. He's squared. He's still in jail. I think he got like a year, right? For DUI, parole violation, probation violation, something. They hurt my dogs. Now they're going nuts. That one little dog is the Barker. He's like the little Pomeranian, buddy. He just, man, he barks like crazy. Sandy, they are a bunch of opportunist fools. Yep. And 6 months. Okay. 11 months. 11 months, 29 days. 3 comments, 3 different opinions, or I would say 3 different facts, but only one of them can be a fact. And I don't know. So whatever you tell me would be, the gospel to me, because I don't know. Now, I hadn't been following that case, but over the last month or so, I have. And I'm just going to say it. I think when all's said and done, Don Wells is going to go to prison. I'll just say that. For a long time. They've been investigating the Utah charges, and they're up to him. Like I believe, like, as far as I can tell, they keep bringing charges on, like, and there's no statute of limitations in those assault cases. So, talking about Ernie Just Legs, he got the cops calling him for trying to deliver a pizza last night, and today again, cops was told he drugged and kidnapped Candace. Oh my gosh! Now listen, the pizza thing. Like, I don't agree with people calling the police every time they see Ernie on live stream. When you see him doing something he shouldn't be doing, call the police. Absolutely. Just to call the police because he's on live stream, I don't know about that. I don't know who did it. But now, for him delivering a pizza, now there's 2 things about that. One, of course, somebody took it upon themselves to call the police. 2, Ernie's not a pizza delivery guy. So, a lot of the BS he brings on himself. Now, today he had Candace with him. So, and honestly, Candace is bouncing back and forth and loving the attention. I just feel that. And I'm not bad mouthing Candace. I'm just saying it's easy to see from an outsider. The way they did their children, they should be locked away. We talking about Jamie Lynn. Narcissista said CW and DW. Okay, the Wells stated he is going straight to Utah from jail. Oh, is that straight to Utah to live or straight to Utah to another sentence or face more charges?
Come on.
BK and Rap Thumper. Is that who's calling? This little rap guy, like, if he calls the police, like, do they even take him seriously? Because it sounds like a little kid, right? Like, I'm sure the cops are saying, "Hey, that little 5-year-old's on the phone again." Maybe they should reverse look up his phone and go check on him. Do a wellness check on him. Let me check something right quick. Just curious. Let me see. Oh, wow. I see all these videos from this content thief. He's getting like 500 views on his videos. That's about serves you right, buddy. Oh, there you go, E squared. Mama sees in there talking to the dogs. Let me speak to your mother. They probably what they say. Yeah, I mean, he sounds like a little boy, right? Put a 1 in the chat if you think Rap sounds like a little boy. He's like, Jimbo, we're gonna find out who started that fire at your mom's house, right, Jimbo? Well, okay, Rap, you find it out, buddy. Send him some commissary like you do. Shelby. Shelby's living high on the hog in jail. All these people sending him money. And it's so funny that he thinks Not Today is the only person he's talking to. That's hilarious. Oh, and I haven't been paying attention, but I was told that they're not allowed to use my name. Only the initials for legal purposes. But when you put my name out there on transcripts and all that, that's legal? Your lawyer don't care about that? Nothing you say makes sense, people. Like, it's all gone full Jerry Springer. Hasn't it, Sandy? Hasn't it really? I mean, it really has. Yeah, my 15-year-old has a deeper voice than him too, E squared. He does, but he don't, so I give him 1.5. Oh. He can't be older than 16. I agree. I mean, he sounds like a little boy. Now, some people sound young. I get it. But this dude. And he tries to sound all threatening and tough, but he don't. He don't. Is anybody in here? Sorry, I got the nose itch tonight, guys. Is anybody in here that hasn't heard Serena? They say that. I don't know if he is or not. He says he's 29 with kids. I don't know about that either. If he's got kids, it's a shame that he tries to bring harm to other people's kids. So if he does have kids, it's even more of a shame on him. Yeah, I don't know if that's Nicolina's son. They act alike, that's for sure. Hey, J-Dub. How you doing? Hadn't seen you in a while. Good to see you. Good to see you. In the chat, that is. In the chat.
All right.
Leslie B. He ain't Nicolina's son. Let's see. What'd you say? That's a lie. They're going along with it. Okay. Okay. Yeah. They think it's all funny. Anyway, put a 1 in the chat if you have not heard Shelby's guilty plea. Not the confession recording, but his actual guilty plea in front of the judge last year. Actually, 2020. 2020. Getting better day by day. Glad to see y'all here. Always sending my love and prayers. Stay well, my friends. You too, J-Dub. You too. Mama's baby girl. The police were already there earlier at Tina's. Were they there today again? Did the police go to Tina's house today? Or the Hemp Cafe, whichever. So these ones are folks who have not heard the Shelby. And instead of doing a screen record, I'll just play it and or screen share. I'll just play it for you. Looks like I'm having issues with the recorder, with the software. That's not good. I may have to go screen record it. Might have to go look it up on YouTube. Let me see. That'll be okay too. Let's see. I'm missing some chat right now while I look this up, guys, so I apologize. I did slow it down though, so I won't miss too much. Oh goodness. This is going to be a short live stream tonight. I've got to go early in the morning, and I've got some appointments all day long, stuff to take care of. Then track meet tomorrow evening. Did you know Molly has track meet tomorrow, honey?
No, I did not.
Molly has track meet tomorrow. Aren't you glad?
Mm-hmm. Does Molly know?
I don't know. Does she? Go ask her.
Molly!
Molly has her own channel, by the way. I will get you guys that info here soon. Daddy's going to keep an eye on it as to keep heathens away. And Molly is smart enough to know these fools. There we go.
In that case,
There's old Shelby pleading guilty to murder. All right. Let me screen share. Oh, go ahead and lay down, J-Dub. Sorry. Yeah, hit that like button, guys. J-Dub, it was awesome to have you in here even briefly. Get you some rest, and thank you. Thank you for all your support and everything.
Nope.
Okay. Who are you saying nope to?
Honesty's the goat.
Goat outside?
Yeah, it's grazing.
You letting Bobby run around out there?
I've got him on a 30-foot thing.
Oh, okay.
He's grazing in the front yard, him and the chickens.
Okay.
The chickens are getting worms where it's been raining.
Mm.
And Anna can't stand the chickens or the goat, so, you know.
Yeah.
And
True
Jack
that.
hit his tail pretty hard. It's bleeding.
Yeah, he had hold up good. All right, guys, we're going to play this here for you. If you haven't heard Shelby's confession, here we go. Or not confession, guilty plea. Here we go.
Murder, which, or rather, it's been amended to complicity to murder, which is Class A felony. How do you plead?
Guilty, Your Honor.
All right. I said a Class A felony. I think it's still a capital offense.
Yeah.
It's still a capital offense. It says Class A on here, but it's still capital.
Yeah, I was incorrect on that. You're
And,
right.
and at this point, it's a distinction without a difference as far as the plea is concerned.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to ask you, Mr. Sheriff, on or about February 17, 2013, you committed that offense by causing the death of one Ronnie King.
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
All right. Count 2, tampering with physical evidence. How do you plead?
Guilty, Your Honor.
I'm going to ask you, on or about February 17, 2013, you committed that offense by mutilating or altering or removing physical evidence from the scene of the crime that involved the death of Ronnie King.
Yes.
All right. Count 3, robbery. How do you plead?
Guilty.
I'm going to ask you, on or about February 17, 2013, you did in fact commit that offense by committing a theft, using threats for immediate use of physical force upon another, one Ronnie King, to accomplish that, while armed with a deadly weapon.
Yes.
Did you do it?
Yep.
All right. Count 4, kidnapping, also a capital offense. How do you plead?
Guilty.
I want to ask you, if on or about February 17, 2013, you committed that offense by unlawfully restraining Ronnie King.
Guilty.
Did you do it?
Yes.
You did do it. Okay. Count 5, burglary in first degree, Class B felony. How do you plead?
Guilty.
I'm going to ask you, if on or about February 17, 2013, you committed the offense of burglary by knowingly entering and remaining unlawfully in the residence of Ronnie King while armed with a deadly weapon.
Yes, sir.
All right. Count 6, arson in the second degree, Class B felony. How do you plead?
Guilty.
All right, I'm going to ask you, if on about February 17, 2013, you committed that offense by starting a fire with the intent to destroy or damage the building of another, specifically that of Ronnie King.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Count 7, having possession of a handgun, having been a convicted felon. How do you plead?
Guilty.
And I'm going to ask you, if you did possess a handgun on February 17, 2013, after having been convicted of a felony.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Count 3, being a persistent felony offender in the second degree. How do you plead?
Guilty.
I'm going to ask you, if before the charge is brought in this case.
Objection, man.
Dismissed, Your Honor.
Oh, that's dismissed. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Shelf, bring that to my attention. Very good. Having found a factual foundation for the pleas, I'm accepting them, and it's my understanding of what we've already talked about, that sentencing will proceed today. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Your
All right. Waive several hearing. We're waiving a separate hearing and a delayed PSI.
Honor. Yes.
All right.
Total sentence of 20 years.
We'll start with 14 CR 00137. And so trying to read it right.
It's just 12 months on all, 1 through 10. And then counts 11, 12, or 90 days, and then it's all concurrent for 12 months.
In that case, on counts 1 through 10, you're sentenced to 12 months in the county jail.
Yes, sir.
For non-compliant. Is that correct? And counts 11 and 12, 90 days in the county jail. Are all of these counts running concurrently?
Yes.
All right. So that's the sentence. 4 parts away, that's the sentence in 14-0-0-0-134.
So there was the pleading guilty and saying yes sir and yes sir, and to the very extremely intelligent and extremely nice lady who has befriended me, who I talked to on the phone today. You pointed out to me that defendants won't say anything other than yes sir or yes your honor normally, but just watching it right there again, like Shelby wasn't just saying yes sir and no sir. He was, he interrupted the judge when he pointed out that there was the judge was wrong about dismissing charges, and he jokingly elbowed his lawyer and said, "Go up there and read it for him." Shelby wasn't sitting over there hush hush. If he had something to say, he was freely talking. And even after, all was said and done, he, told the family members of King, "I'm sorry. I hope you can forgive me." So, yeah, he wasn't sitting over there hush hush being nervous. So, hope you're watching, and we'll discuss that next time we talk. Hello, Sarah.
Hello.
What are you doing?
Hey, cool. What are you doing?
Oh, okay, Shannon. Hey, let me share this right quick for you guys. I'm going to put it up, and it's brought to my attention that a media outlet is doing something in honor of Summer Wells. If I'm wrong, Shannon, if I've got anything wrong, let me know and I'll change the banner. But on April 15th from 6 p.m. through dark, I think, please turn on your porch lights in support of Summer Wells. I think that's a nice gesture. Say your prayers and help, okay, yeah, I'll go to work. I understand that, Shannon. But yeah, if you guys don't care, turn your porch lights on. I know that's a lot of us keep a good eye on that electric bill, but Anna, quit panicking.
I don't keep an eye on the electric.
Okay, the boxer is such a panicking dog, and the goat is out grazing right now. And the boxer, you hear panting. She wants to go out there and attack the goat. It's driving her nuts.
The chickens
Look
are
at
out
her.
there too.
Look at her at the door.
My
Anna,
chickens are out on the front yard too because it's been raining and they're getting fresh
Anna,
worms.
look here. What are you doing? CB's hopping up here.
Everybody hates my goat, Bob.
All the animals hate the goat. Hello, buddy. Hello, buddy.
But I love
Can you
Bob.
bring me nothing to drink?
Will you get your daddy a drink and a zebra cup, please? Zebra cake, please.
Oh, goodness, guys. All right, CB.
Anna, you're not going outside and you're not bothering my goat.
So, yes, let's try to support Summer as much as we can. Pray to God for her and her family and resolution and for the best possible outcome. God bless that little girl.
Yeah, I hate to tell you, but their numbers you can
That's fine. Just give me a drink.
Sorry.
That's okay, honey.
You have a 14-year-old son. and a
That's
15-year-old son
okay.
that likes to eat.
That's okay. Go get me one of them brownies then.
Hunter eats everything in the house. I'm telling you, I had to move into a grocery store.
Thank you, Jamie. Thank you. So
Hang on.
I noticed today that there's still
I'm not giving you
a
that.
lot of like undying support for Shelby, even after the guilty plea was played. Like they kept saying, yeah, boxers are awesome, especially for children. They kept saying, prior to yesterday, it was over and over and over. It's complicity. He pled guilty to complicity. He pled guilty to complicity, which means he was there. He didn't take part in it. He was complicit.
Just
Okay.
the dog treat, moron.
Oh.
That's not what he said. Okay. Hello, Jules Jade. But yes, they scream and scream complicity, complicity, complicity. That's what he pled to. He wasn't actually guilty of murder. But if you pay attention to what the judge said, he asked him point blank, did you cause the death of Ronnie King? He said, yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor. Let's see what we got here. The DNA is a very popular question. Was there not DNA evidence that proved more than complicity? No, there wasn't. No, ma'am. There was the DNA evidence, or lack thereof, wasn't even presented in trial. Nobody had DNA evidence that they could use. The defense nor the prosecution. Yes, sir, Your Honor. You got it, E squared. It's not helping.
She won't eat them.
It's not helping anyway. You need to probably remove her from this room, put her in there with Hunter maybe, and let her hang out with Hunter for a little while so she can't see or smell the goat.
Dogs with anxiety is going to be the death of me. Come on.
Sometimes I have to help Mama C out with the little adult talk. Sandy says, I've come to really respect your opinion and your thought process over the last few weeks. At first, I don't think I did so much, but I realized that I think you're being as fair as you can be, and you always have been, and looked at it from a not one side or the other, unbiased. Most people use rationality to support what they believe in and not determine if they believe is true. That's a quote by philosopher John Gray. You're welcome, Sandy. Mama Steph. All right, let's be mute while the dogs bark for a second. Okay. Dog plan is working 100%. Yeah. All right. Mama Steph says it sounds like the prosecutor just pled it down to a lesser charge to get him to take and avoid the cost of another trial. That's very possible. I know that there was a lot made of the expense of the trial and how long it took to get it to trial. Shelby claims there was jury trial after jury trial after jury trial after jury trial, but that's not true. There was one jury trial, and it resulted in a 6-6 hung jury mistrial. There was another scheduled for 1 year later, and as it went to court, Shelby took a plea deal. And that's what really makes me wonder. Now, he got a hell of a deal. Excuse my language. I just don't know how to put it, but a heck of a deal. But, I mean, he got a sweet deal. 20 years for all that. But this guy waived his right to an appeal, waived his right. You want a brownie? I got a brownie right here. But good night, Shannon. Thank you for coming in, and thank you. And I'm going to leave. Well, I done took it down, didn't I? Does it come off every time I put the banner up? Or let's see. Nope, there it is. I'm going to leave that up for the rest of the live. But you know, he waived all his rights, and like he got a 6-6 hung jury. 6 people believed there was a reasonable doubt. So just as many that believed he was guilty with a recorded confession believed that he was not guilty or with a reasonable doubt anyway. Okay. So, and he was gung ho. I'm taking it to the box. I'm taking it to the box, the jury box. And now he flips and he pleads guilty. Yeah, I don't think he was threatened, which is what Bunny Hill said. I mean, I don't get it. You know, here's why I think. Okay. Now I'm sure his attorneys told him, okay, Shelby, now we've entered the call logs and all this evidence into evidence. So not only do they get to see your side, which we talked about in closing arguments, but the prosecution will now be able to slow down that video, frame by frame, zoom in, and see, was that really a Dodge Caliber? Could it have been another car? Was it point blank another car? This call log with Lucinda Lay, some pretty damning evidence that we're going to go over here on the stand. When I tell you guys I'm bringing receipts, always bring them, always have. When I tell you I'm going to bring them and I can't deliver, that's when I'm going to shut it down. I'm not going to lie to you. When I tell you that, I'm going to check, I'm going to bring it. would have dig deeper in and shown that there was, no way Shelby was at work, as he claimed in his jailhouse interview. Okay. The murder took place somewhere in the late hours of February 17th or the early morning hours of February 18th. Let's say he went to work, which he didn't. He doesn't work third shift. He worked in the afternoons. So that would have been brought up. Where are these so-called Shelby Shell fans around when he murdered Mr. King? Right. I agree, Mama's baby girl. I don't think Shelby Shell deserves the right to ever be outside the walls of a prison again. The man's a killer. Cold-blooded murderer. But they want to point the finger at everybody else. Oh, Jimbo set him up now. All of a sudden, Jimbo's the guy who set him up. Makes perfect sense, right? Like, absolutely perfect sense that I would set Shelby up. And I would have went up there and took part in taking a man's life that I had never heard of before. And I don't know if you saw his house in the pictures on the crime scene photos, but if I'm looking at that house from the outside, I'm not sitting here licking my chops thinking, man, somebody that lives there is loaded.
I'm sorry.
That's not the house that I would have chosen if I were a robber or a burglar. Certainly not a murderer. Mama's baby girl, if he gets out, I'm afraid you're right. He would kill again. So, yeah, I mean, it's just, I know, Sandy, that they're pointing the fingers, and they don't care. They don't care one bit that it could ruin the reputation or damage the reputation of a good person. And I'm not just yanking my own chain. Like, I've done a lot in my community, a lot for a lot of children. Like, legitimately, I help children. I'm not rescue our children, but I run basketball leagues where almost everybody plays for free. Even in other basketball leagues, if I'm not running it, if a kid needs money to play, regardless of who the kid is, if I hear about it and the kid wants to play basketball, his parents can't afford it, I'm going to make sure the kid plays basketball. I'll either talk to the guy or gal who runs the league and try to talk them into letting them play for free, which normally they will, or I'll flat out pay for it. Now I don't spend hundreds and thousands of dollars on kids playing basketball. Don't get me wrong, but that's not the kind of person that commits a murder or robs anybody or burglarizes anybody. Have I sinned? Have I done things I'm not proud of? Well, sure, I have. So has my wife. So has my wife. But you know,
Or mozzarella sauce.
there's a certain kind of people who does things like was done. And that kind of person is a person like Shelby Shell. Kim Holmes, didn't Shelby get a plea? Isn't part of the plea you have to admit your guilt? Just a question. Yes, Kim. Did you were you late coming in? Did you miss the like I've got the video of him actually pleading guilty. Let me see if I can get this. I'll give you the link, and that will help with that. And let me see if I can find it. Let's see. Share. Okay. Share. Copy. All right. Here you go, Kim. About a 10-minute video. Go listen to this whenever you have time, and be sure and hit that like button. But yes, now they say, well, he pled guilty to complicity. He sure did. He pled guilty to complicity. But the judge read off all the charges he was charged with in the jury trial. Murder, and he asked Shelby, did you cause the death of Ronnie King? Yes, sir, Your Honor. He also told him, yes, sir, Your Honor, on did you tamper with evidence? Did you set his house on fire? Did you rob him? Did you kidnap him by bounding him with duct tape? Did you burglarize him? He answered yes, yes, sir, or yes, Your Honor, to every single charge. Now, he pled down to complicity, but the judge read off all those charges, and he took them. He admitted to guilt to all of them. Is Thumper what near Newport? The East Correctional Complex is near, I think, Pikeville, Kentucky. It's in West Liberty, Kentucky. Hang on a second. I'll tell you. It's not close to Newport, Tennessee. Not at all. Let me see. I've got something in my maps already. We're headed to Alabama this weekend. My son and I, we're going down to play basketball. West Liberty is over in the Paintsville, Prestonsburg area, Sandy Hook. So yeah, up north of Pikeville. I don't know if you can see that. West Liberty. West Liberty is where he's jailed at. Hopefully that's where he spends the rest of his days. Harlan isn't close to Newport either. No, you're not. It's not. No. Yes, Sandy, exactly. And so he admitted it, so there. Do we know why he shot the guy? Sorry if everyone else knows. He shot him to kill him. In his recorded statement, he says, I went through the house looking for a hammer or something to kill him real quietly with. So he was going to bash his brains out with a hammer, but he couldn't find one. So he put a pillow to his head and took his life, shot him. That's why.
Oh, God. Honest, stop.
He also spoke up to the judge, so he could have at any time told his lawyers or the judge that he was being threatened and things would have been over. I'm sorry, would have been looked over again. Shelby Shell didn't say a word. No, he didn't say a word. He's guilty. You know, I think it's funny.
Get all that laundry in front of you, though.
Like,
Do you hear me?
and honestly, I shouldn't even really say this, but
Here. You're just not let her out and keep seeing.
you can tell by the words that Bunny Hill uses that he's not extremely educated anyway. So with his education and the way he talks and the way he thinks, it's not really a surprise that he just can't wrap his head around the fact that Shelby's a killer. Like, he's already decided that somebody else was the killer. So it doesn't make any sense to him to say somebody else is. You know, he can't see objectively because he doesn't want to. Now, you know, all of this turn from Nicolina and Jamie towards me happened because Ernie Shell went on a live stream and was saying something to the effect that he wouldn't have used that name that I asked him to retract to throw my family under the bus and start that whole thing, which Jamie's doing now, again. So I went on his live stream and was nice to him, thanked him 2-3 minutes. I don't know how long it was. I'm sure somebody's got the exact timestamp, how long it lasted, you know. But how dare me be nice to that guy after everything? So we must have been working together the whole time. We're pro wrestlers. We set this up. No, that's not it at all. I could pull out my phone, show you my calls, my text messages, my messenger. I could pull it up here right now for you. You won't see it. You won't see his name nowhere. Like, so for me reciprocating and thanking him for being nice to me, you know, my friend of 20 years, we have had war for the last year. That was their reason for coming at me. That's Bunny Hill's reason for saying I'm a murderer. Are you that stupid? Like, what in the world, dude? I had a question up here, something about uncle. Let's see. Don Hendricks, or Henricks, I'm sorry. Don, is that commonly mispronounced? Didn't Shelby's uncle, who watched him grow up, said on the stand Shelby could have done it? I'm not sure. I'm not sure on that, because he perjured himself. So I don't know if he would have said that he could have done it or not. Maybe the prosecution got him to say that. I don't know. We're actually going to get into his testimony tomorrow evening. We'll plan to have a good solid live for, you know, a few hours tomorrow, and we're going to go over more trial, and then we'll cover quite a bit. Are you guys jinxing each other? What you got? What you want me to show Mama? Mama's baby girl. Is it pouring the rain?
Is it raining? Oh crap, me and Hunter got put. I'm gonna let him break for a few minutes and I'll go. Did you get a little wet? Sissy? Okay, well, in a minute, me and him got put a chicken in
Blue Moon, right? Yeah, they were. That was so childish when they acted that way, like third grade little girls getting mad at who's the best friend of who's best friend. And you know, I had a couple of mods that were new mods since this was after Kemper and them pulled their exit stage left thing. And this one mod was like presenting herself as being really close and really friendly and believing in what we stand for. And she made me out to be a villain over that little segment with Ernie. Like, for real? That made me a villain? Like, hey, Jenny Penny. Like, I don't know what else I could do other than the fact, maybe videotape. Oh, he's out of the weather. He's out of the weather. Don't worry, he's out of the weather. There's places out there. There's a carport out there and everything. They can get out of the rain. He's fine. Oh. But yeah, I mean, other than, me just going and physically attacking and recording it, I don't know what else I can do to prove that, he's not my friend anymore. I've missed you, Jenny Penny. So I'm going to upload some more videos. I'm going to go back and the videos that I have uploaded already, the trial videos, I'm going to try to name those instead of like I uploaded them directly from the disc. Directly from my hard drive now. I moved them from disc to hard drive. And I just, the file name that was already there, that's what I uploaded. Some of them I put a little description on, but I'm going to go back and try to, there's a bunch of them. So I'm going to go back and try to rename them so you can kind of get an idea what you're looking for, what you're wanting to see. Yeah, the kid in the trunk issue, like, then, for one, that Lindsay Marie had me so friggin' mad by the time I finally said something. I used the F word. I said it loud. I was screaming. But she never got in the trunk. It was creepy and weird and disgusting that he said it. But she thought he was kidding. That's why she didn't tell me. But, big deal was made out of that too. Like, you liar, 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 you're lying. You said he did this, and now you're backing up on it. No, I'm not backing up on it. I'm still just as mad as I was when I heard it. Jenny Penny's already leaving. Where are you going, Jenny Penny? I'm just playing. Which video is Lucinda's car in? We watched that last night or night before. I may have named that actually. So I'll go back. I'll have to name it on YouTube so you can watch it. I can tell you how long it is right quick if I can find it right quick. Let's see. Let's see.
garlic in it. I'm gonna make some of these.
Did you guys watch that video and tell me when the attorney says something about the white plume of smoke, that's when the car supposedly. Hey Lab, hi Josh, how are you doing, buddy? We're just having a little rap session tonight. Not much going on. I got to get into bed kind of early, so we're gonna get back at the covering the trial some more tomorrow. But we've seen some good stuff so far, guys. Right? Girls, guys, gals. I know, mostly girls. I'm sorry if that offends any of you guys, girls. I can't do it. It's just such a habit for me. I renamed all these files and now I can't. Oh, here they are. Let's see. It was on down a little bit, so.
Here. I just need to put that in a bowl.
Josh, I have got to thank you so much. I have been able to go into YouTube Studio lately and slow down the chat and set subscriber only chats and change the time. And if you had never shown me that, I would have probably never figured it out. You guys throw a heart up for my mentor, Josh. Josh, I was asked if you were my sponsor. Now, if that entails any money, I'm still waiting. Oh, gosh, I'm having trouble finding that. Oh, here we go. Car video. Just a second, I'll tell you how long it is.
All right, Mr. Donovan, go ahead.
Mr. Corner, you
Okay.
investigated.
So that video of the car is going to be like named 2019 hash mark or hash or 03 hash 03 underscore 13 something, and it's going to be exactly 50 minutes long. And I'm going to go in tonight when I end the live, and I'm going to try to rename some of those. That'll be one of the ones I definitely rename. More of an AA sponsor. I got you. Okay. All right. Well, that's cool too. How's it been going with you, buddy? You've been, I know it's a rhetorical question, but what about seeing the developments where Candace is showing up here lately? If you want to come up and talk about it, you don't have to put it in the chat, or if you'd rather just put it in the chat, that's fine too, buddy. If we all of a sudden end, I may come on the phone and say goodnight because we have one monster storm hitting right now. So lightning, thunder, the thunder rolls. Oh, they're chanting your name, Josh. I think that is a highly popular stance. Put a 1 in the chat if you tend to lean towards Josh on that. Lots of people feel that way for sure.
If you
Did you get the link, Josh? There you go, buddy. It's definitely hump day. Definitely hump day.
Yeah, our children went to church today.
Yep. Our kids went to church this evening. Unfortunately,
They
I
went
did
to an
not.
Easter party at church.
They had an Easter party at church.
Oh, shut the mic away from that.
You watch that?
What is crack-a-lacking, buddy?
What's up, dude? How you doing?
Pretty good. Hey, you remember when you sang like a bar or two from the song or I don't even think you sang it. We actually played like, I don't know, 3 seconds of that boy band song.
Yeah, I remember.
Copyright claim.
That's my specialty.
Listen, I posted a video of my two little girls, like when they were little bitty girls,
Yeah.
singing Girl Crush.
Yeah, I'm sure that YouTube loved that all around. Huh?
I mean, I gave credit for it and everything because I knew that they would, but and there wasn't even any music. Like you could hear it vaguely at times in the background where they were listening while they could sing it, but it was pretty much those girls just singing, my daughter banging on a fake piano, and I got a little copyright claim on that too. They're not strikes, but you can't monetize them, which that doesn't matter anyway.
Right.
No,
they're very strict.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've had streams killed because of copyright.
Really?
Yeah, they just take you off. And
Oh,
then
Napster.
I think you can come back on, but it has to be. You have to remove whatever was there at the time, or something like that.
Right. I've learned how to do that too. I'm getting better at that YouTube studio stuff.
There you go.
So what's going on, buddy? What have you been up to?
Same old, just plowing away at life, working on some different projects, and creating an environment that's healthy for me.
Yeah.
Hippie stuff.
Now, how old is your is he 6'9"?
6'8",
6'8". How old is that boy?
17.
Can we fly him to Alabama Friday night?
You need them. You need a.
We could use him. We're playing up.
Friday. No.
How about next weekend?
He
You stay here at the Collins Casa.
Well, I mean, do you need a big guy? Is that what you need?
Yeah.
That's funny too, because they would actually let that happen. Like, you could really do it. Is it AAU?
Yeah, he's age appropriate for us this weekend, and next weekend we're actually playing in a high school tournament, and we're 7th graders. I've got 3 8th graders, and the rest are 7th graders.
Yeah. Well, oh, okay, man, they're way under.
Yeah, Yeah.
They're little dudes.
Now I do have a 6'6" eighth grader. He's a big boy too. You know, he's not skinny and clumsy. You know,
One of the cooler
eighth
days
grader.
that when my kids won a 3-on-3 tournament, and it was when they played in the adult division because they didn't have enough for a middle division, and they ended up beating some serious adults that were taking it very serious. They knocked a bunch of adults out, and
Those adults had their feelings hurt too, didn't they?
yeah, it was a rough. They were really actually really nice about it and really cool, but
Oh, that's cool.
well, yeah, I see down there at the bottom.
Yeah, I highlighted something for you there.
Weigh in on the jury's well.
So, did you see where Candace was today?
Yeah, vaguely. I didn't watch. I saw pictures floating.
I think it was just like a 4-minute video or something. When I watched it, it was only 4 minutes long, and it ended with Ernie putting his arm around Candace, talking trash at Benny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's a game.
It seems like it, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, it is. It gets to me. If it wasn't so ridiculous, it would be funny. And if it wasn't for a little girl being lost at the center of all this, it would be funnier. But the fact that he has weaseled his way in to where he wants to be, he's on cloud 9. He's got this hubris about him at the moment where he's winning, everybody else is wrong. It's really feeding into
sports, like he's on a run.
Yeah, it's feeding into his narcissism and his delusions of grandeur. And Candace is acting like her kids are all grown up and flown the nest, and she's newly divorced and running around doing things that are inappropriate, to say the least, acting inappropriate, to say the least.
Yep.
Far be it for me to criticize how somebody wants to live their life, but now's just really not the time.
Oh yeah, I mean the timing's awful, and
it's too much.
Candace was at the Hemp Cafe with Ernie. Yes, at Tina's Hemp Cafe with Ernie.
Yeah, and forever, I will look back on this case and this situation. I'll never see anything quite like this again. The characters that have come out of the woodwork is stunning, but it true. Like, and I don't mean to be a downer, and people asking the question. It's pretty heartbreaking, to be honest. It's really rough for me to wrap my head around the goings on of this case. I'll never understand. I just didn't realize that people were this selfish and willing to go to any lengths possible for whatever, money, attention.
Well, let me the Candace part, and I understand, and I can definitely see it, and I've heard it while she's on the phone, and with the domestic, DA or however you, whatever, DV, whatever. When this,
It's heartbreaking.
when he's released, and he sees these things, if they're together, if he's not, which I feel like one of them, if not both of them, are going to be in prison for a very long time. But could you imagine the fury he's going to have? And
I imagine that he already knows a little bit of what's going on.
yeah,
So here's the thing, like, he's not particularly jealous of Candace, doing her whatever it is that Candace is doing. It's
I'm not
more
talking about jealousy. I'm talking about her just,
Well,
making rounds.
well, that's what's going to be the problem. Her flapping her gums the way that she is, and what Ernie is clearly trying to do is get her to implicate Dawn so that she can, or so that he can say, look, I'm the one that turned Candace.
Right.
Now, the reason that will never, ever, ever happen is because Candace can't flip on Dawn, because whatever happened, they were either in on it or have guilty knowledge of. Candace can't sell anybody up the river, as she would have already, just the same way that Dawn would have sold They don't care about each other. They don't love each other. They're off. And I say this with like confidence, and because I have really followed this case for a long time and unfortunately got to know a little bit of Dawn and Candace personally, while interviewing them and stuff. So she doesn't really care about Dawn other than he takes care of her. And
she said something to Ernie about that. Like, I don't know how long they're married, 14 years maybe.
Yeah, they've been together, quite some time.
But like, she said to him like, I've got 14 freaking years with this guy, something like that.
Sure, right. And they and look at all the bad deeds that have gone on between them, and they're still together.
Yeah.
So no, I don't think that they're going to break up. The thing that'll separate them is prison. She's living in his house. That is, I know that they're married, but I believe the property is in his name. She's talked about, while Dawn was not even in prison, wanting to get away from Dawn, moving away from him, all this kind of stuff, which is fine. They do it, but
right.
The last conversation I had with Dawn was about a week before he went to jail. And he said, that him and his wife, Candace, hadn't been getting along very well. And that they had been, quote unquote, distant.
Right.
And he was trying to get her to go and work more with him to, earn money. Dawn actually does and has always been quite a worker. He makes pretty decent money. You wouldn't be able to tell it by the way that he lives. But I mean, I have it on pretty good authority that makes a decent living and has money.
Right. Isn't he like a carpenter or something?
Yeah, he's a spackler.
Somewhat. Yeah.
He's a journeyman spackler.
Drywall stuff.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. They make pretty good money doing that stuff. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, well, he does. And apparently he doesn't hire a lot of helping because he gets money like for hiring, help. A lot of times he'll just do the job himself and not
Keep all the money.
hire anybody because he can.
Yeah.
I mean, he like I said, he's actually,
Got some skills.
yeah, he can spackle, man. I mean, he's every piece of clothing he owns is covered in spackle like bird crap.
Yeah.
I mean, he works. I mean, he does. It's just he's one of those functioning druggy drunks that I mean, he probably is drinking while he works, but when people drink for so long, they can do that. He. I don't know that he does that,
Yeah.
but yes, he is. He works.
There's a question for you. Do we know for sure that they are even legally married?
So the answer to that question is no. No. Although I saw somebody put up, and I can't quote you where it's from, somebody put up a picture of what looked to be a marriage license or a picture of it. I couldn't confirm to you that is real or not.
It's very easy to get married in Tennessee, right?
I think that they're married. I mean, I don't see the only reason people actually really even care is if they can testify against each other in court.
Right. Or the house owning.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think that he drew up a prenup.
I think in Tennessee, like they have those wedding chapels and stuff in Gatlinburg, so I don't think it's very difficult to actually tie the knot in Tennessee. Somebody might be able to confirm or deny that for me.
In Tennessee, I don't believe that they do acknowledge common law, but I think that, yeah, I think the answer to your question is I do believe that they're married. I just couldn't tell you that for 100%.
Right.
But
no exact hard evidence, but
there's not. Look, that's with everything in this case.
right.
Nobody really knows anything except from what we've been able to see with our own eyes that day that McDonough went through their house with a video camera. And you're looking and you're going, holy crap.
McDonough actually went through their house with a video camera?
Well, yeah, she invited him in.
Oh, you got a link? Send me that link when you get a chance.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, no, he interviewed her down by the pond or the whatever swimming hole. And then they went up and went through her house. And I mean, it's just an absolute trash barrel.
That's what I would expect.
I mean, it's probably worse than what you expect.
Yeah, really.
I'm sure. Yeah. And McDonough wouldn't care if you brought it up on your, if you stream some of it, he doesn't care about that. But, yeah, I mean, it's a hellhole. I mean, he went all through the house, man. It was nuts.
Wow.
And I think that the house, well, according to Jose, that the house was even dirtier when he was there.
Oh, goodness. I don't see how people can live like that. I mean, I know it's more common than you would think, but goodness gracious, how do people live like that?
Well, I have a friend that so he lived in like kind of the half garage, half converted bedroom, but it never got finished. And at his parents' house, and they just kind of threw him out there because he was, just a pile.
Right.
And so it had concrete floors, like it was just a concrete that they hadn't put any carpet in or anything. This was, years back. And it looked like, I don't know, but like, it looked like a refugee hut, kind of. It was just really trashy. And I remember we came over to watch the Super Bowl one year, and I had brought the same like cheese tray that I always bring. And so him and another buddy were trying to clean up that like rat's nest, And I walked in, and one of them was raking under the bed with an actual rake from outside. He was raking, and he pulled the cheese tray from the year before that I brought out
Oh no.
while I'm holding the new cheese tray. And I go, "Is that the cheese tray from last year?" And he goes, "Yes." And I said, "Did you just rake it out from under his bed?" And he goes, "Yes."
Oh my God.
I know. Man. I mean, that's
But was he a teenager or like young man, early 20s, something like that?
It was
Bachelor, new
early
bachelor.
early 20s, yeah.
Yeah,
Early 20s.
yeah.
Way too old to be doing that.
Still, yeah. Oh
It
God.
was so stupid. Yeah, he's like, do you have a rake? He's like, "Yep." Is that the cheese tray from last year? Yep.
Who needs a broom when you got a rake?
Yeah, I don't think a broom would have worked. Yeah, it was an interesting. I couldn't I mean, I guess I could believe it, but I didn't believe it,
Oh.
I know. My loser friends. The funny thing was, like, it was just there was like 4 couches in there. And they weren't set up normal. It was like rows of, like, when you go to jail, or like when you're waiting to be processed in jail. It was like 4, and none of the couches matched. And it was like one couch, and then sometimes the 2 couches would be facing each other, or just like theater seating.
So depending on the situation is how
Yeah, it was very fluid situation.
Oh gosh.
And
You swear it sounds like her 15-year-old's room if she wasn't on top of it all the time.
right. Yeah, there was way too many couches for one person to be in there. I sort of feel like it was maybe at one point where they were like gonna throw their trash away, and they just like started putting couches in there, and he's like, "Well, I'm gonna live in here," and then he just never left.
There's your tough question right there, Josh. Now we're getting to the bottom of things.
What is that?
Was it a leaf rake or a dirt rake?
It was a dirt rake.
Oh, so one of them hardcore ones, like
It was a
steel.
metal one. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Ah.
No, it was for raking like crap.
Oh God.
And that's exactly what was going on.
Well, at least they didn't get a cheap rake, to do their house cleaning.
Well, they took it from their parents. They never even went. They didn't go get a rake.
So it was inherited. The rake was.
See, it was stolen.
You're killing me, man.
Oh man, I got a good one. So I got a good one for you. The same exact guy. One day, this was when we were probably 12. And so it was me and my buddy and his little brother. And the little brother, it's funny, I'm best friends with the little brother now. I used to be friends with the big brother,
Right.
and that there was nothing happened. It was just, he moved away and stuff. So,
Right.
and then came back. But anyway, we're little kids, little-ish, 12, maybe.
That's a little kid. Yeah.
And then he's like 9, the little brother. Well, maybe he's younger than that. He could be like 7. I don't know. But so we pour some gasoline into it was a glass. It was a glass bowl, like probably like 2 or 3 inches worth of gasoline. And we were like, "Oh, like we're gonna burn it." Yes, Jenny Penny, it's always the friend with the udder cup. So we pour a little bit of gasoline in the bowl, and we light it on fire, and the bowl immediately shatters.
Of course it did.
And then the ground in the garage was on fire all around us. And we're going, what do we do?
Did you panic?
Oh, we're freaking out, dude. And all of a sudden, my friend starts peeing on the fire.
Oh my God.
And he like gets a good portion of it out. And he looks at me and he goes, dude. So I start peeing on it. And like more of it, like most of it's almost gone. And then the little brother like whips into action and just extinguishes the whole thing.
Oh God. The pea fire.
Oh God, it stunk like gasoline and piss. And we were like all shaking and like just terrified. Just little kids, just the stupidest thing. I mean, we really could have, we probably were very close to burning that house down if we all didn't have very full bladders at the time.
Oh my gosh.
That was we just one right after the other, man.
Oh God.
I know. I have terrible friends.
Was that good?
Very bad, but yeah, man, I'll never forget that.
I bet.
Now we all know.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jenny Penny. He just got his girlfriend pregnant, so you'll have to love him somewhere else. She's a fan. Jenny Penny's a fan of my friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people. Yeah, he's funny, man.
I made the pizza sauce to that pizza by scraps.
What is that?
Well, now I know if there's a
With garlic on it.
fire, just pee on it. Well, just depending on the size of the fire.
Huh?
Oh my gosh. I'm glad you said the size of the fire.
Yeah, well, you're not going to be able to put out like a forest fire with peeing.
No. Not unless you got,
But a floor fire set by some 12-year-olds, you got a shot if you got 3 bladders.
Yeah, all it was a little old bowl of gas, right?
And we were drinking lemonade all day. Thank God.
Oh gosh. Thank God you hadn't just been to the restroom.
Fire
What could
doesn't-
happen?
Yeah, if it's a small house like that, yeah, if it's a small house, you might be able to. It would have to be one of those mini homes and very isolated fire.
Have you seen those like the little hunting cabins that people are like renting to own and living in? Is that a thing where you live? Like people were buying those things around here and like living in them, like making houses out of them.
No, but I know that like tiny houses are.
Yeah. Probably basically
They're the in thing, It's like
Yeah.
leave your what is that? Leave your cut down on your carbon footprint or whatever they call it.
Yeah.
Which I don't really know how it does that, but
E squared said or the size of the hose.
yeah, like a tiny house. Yeah. I'm not talking about the hose.
There were 3 hoses.
There was an array.
Hoses coming all shapes and sizes.
The funniest part was like he looked at me. He didn't even say like go. He just looked at me and his eyes were like wide, and I just knew right there it was
Time to go.
time to fire hose.
Oh gosh.
It was Gwen, I didn't think that was a secret, or I wouldn't have told. It's not something I'm proud of, but it is another thing happened in that same house, but it's like I don't know. It was or in that room, it was one of the meanest things I've ever seen somebody do, but the little brother was sitting on the couch and the big brother, who was just in every way, shape, or form absolutely awful to his little brother, I
Mm.
mean, he was just mean, like that's just how it was. He walks into that room with a weed whacker going with no string in it, but the little brother doesn't know that. And I don't know, like it was one of the it was one of the worst screams I'd ever heard, because he puts that thing right up next to his face. And then like looking back on the stories, I go like, where were our parents at? Like
Well,
there
that
was
was-
no adult supervision, apparently.
Well, you think, like, especially when you're a child, like that takes a long, long time for all that to transpire. But in reality, probably a couple minutes tops. You don't have, adults. You can get outside the uh, realm of adult supervision pretty quick and stay gone for 5 minutes. And have things transpire.
Right.
Fires. That's so funny.
I know. It's like it's bad. I always like looking, when you look back on those stories, you always seem to always feel bad. But in a way I feel like a hero too.
Of course, you saved your friend's house, your friend's parents' house from burning down.
I'm trying to sell the story to Chicago Fire or whatever. I mean, can you imagine like that? That's the premise. The whole premise is three idiot kids inside of a shed trying to extinguish the fire started by them out of curiosity while trying to hydrate and pee while locked in a shed or something. I don't know. I could see it working though.
3 children whose combined age is less than 30.
Yeah.
Saving a home. Quick thinking, really.
It was the garage, but I mean, the fire could have gotten to the.
Oh, yeah, because it's pretty easy. Now, do they still live in that home, their parents, or?
No, actually. No. But that's like kind of a recent event too.
Yeah.
It's not, it didn't happen. Like, it wasn't like it was, 10 years ago.
Right. Oh, God, Pearl Strand. Her parents' motto was "Raise yourselves." I've seen that a lot. Yeah, I've always heard that. I saw it on a episode of Friends too. The jellyfish stings. You can use the old urine and stamp out the sting of a jellyfish. Have you ever heard that?
Yeah, I have heard that. I don't know if that's true.
It has to be true. I saw it on Friends.
Yeah, I have heard jellyfish are kind of amazing creatures, but
Well, I'll tell you what. Now, have you ever been stung by a jellyfish?
no.
Oh my gosh, it hurts so bad.
Yeah, I would assume so. I have been by a stingray, like a little one. Yeah, but it was in a fish tank. I've also been stung by a catfish. That was bad. That hurt really bad.
Horned?
Huh?
Did it horn you? Like
Yeah.
around? Oh god, yeah, that hurts.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it felt like a pencil, like an extremely sharp pencil stabbing me in the arm.
Oh, it's bad. It's worse than a bee sting. It's way worse than a bee sting.
Yeah. Yeah, bee stings. I could tell you about a bee sting. You ever been hit by a swarm? I have.
No, thank God.
The worst.
I
That was
bet.
one of the worst days of my life.
Do you know how many stings you got?
I got stung 11 times, and my dog got stung over 30 times. They were mainly after him because what he was doing, he was digging up an underground hive, hornets. And I didn't know what he was. I thought he was just playing around in the yard. He was just a little Jack Russell Terrier. And all of a sudden, like I looked over because he yelped and started to kind of run away. And I saw just a ball of hornets come up out of the ground and start chasing him. And I remember my sister's kids were in the yard and I took them, grabbed them. One of them got stung twice. The other one didn't get stung at all. I got him in the house. I had been stung just a couple times.
Were you an adult?
Yeah, I was. And then I remember going like, I got to go back outside
Oh, no.
to get the damn dog. And he had stopped barking and everything. I didn't even know where he was. So I ran out there and he was actually just on the other side of my car. And he was laying on his side. He was like foaming at the mouth. And so I was like, oh my God. So I took my hand and I just started like swatting at them. And that's when they really started to go after me. And I picked them up and got them in the truck.
What kind of bees were they?
They were hornets, wasps or whatever.
Yeah.
So I got him in the truck and like, he wasn't doing so hot, but I got him to, I got him to the vet. It was actually really cool. They counted how many he had and then they shaved his little paw and gave him some medicine.
Yeah.
They kept him there for probably, 12 hours or whatever. And he lived and he was fine. And I hated him forever for it though. I was so pissed. It's like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
Like dogs know better, don't they?
Normally, I mean, but really, if you don't know where the attack's coming from and, I don't know, man.
Yeah. Well, he sucks. So he's dead now. Thank God.
Oh, thank God.
He was 19.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, he lived
I say thank God.
extraordinary long life.
He did. He was a cool guy, man. He was my grandpa's dog, and my grandpa died. Thanks, Grandpa. And then I had to take care of him.
Oh goodness. Josh, have you ever seen the movie Hachi with Richard Gere in it?
No.
Don't. No, it's actually a really good movie, but man, it's a tearjerker.
I'm not much of a Richard Gere guy.
Me neither, but I'm a Nikita guy, and that dog was a Nikita
Okay.
in the movie, and it's about the dog. It's not about Richard Gere at all.
Yeah.
But it's boy, it's a heartbreaker.
Yeah, I hate old dog movies. That dog was super cool, man, and like he was just grumpy and stuff.
Yeah.
And he was my grandpa's dog, and after my grandpa died, you could tell that he just, because he probably lived like 5 years after my grandpa died, or 3, maybe 4, I don't know. But he was just a little bit lost and grumpier than normal, and I was bummed, but he was old, man. Or it was amazing, like how long he lived.
Yeah. Miss Deals here has Dachshunds. Those are wiener dogs. Are they the like the furry ones or the brown ones with the short hair? When I was a little boy, I had a Dachshund, and it was named Sausage.
Well, I don't watch movies that like have dogs in them because the dog always dies. Like Turner and Hooch. You know what I mean? Like that's not cool. And then you have What was that? With Jennifer Aniston. What movie was that?
Um,
Marley and Me.
yeah.
Not cool. Fluke.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
cool. Yeah. Whatever. Oh, I Am Legend. Not cool.
I've not seen that one. Is that Will Smith?
Yeah, he kills his dog like
I've not seen that.
like it was Chris Rock. He just put his
I
hands.
knew you were coming with that. Oh, he slapped it like Chris Rock.
He did worse to the dog though, and it was terrible. The dog got infected, and I was just but it was like an apocalypse type situation.
Short haired. Okay. Yeah, I like
I
it.
hated it though. Absolutely hated that. Anything with a dog, man, I just kills me.
Take mommy's phone to her, Sarah.
Yes, Sarah.
You hear it ringing, don't you? You guys hear it ringing?
Yeah, I do.
I don't know. It's ringing again. Somebody's calling. Must be important. Where the Red Fern Grows. This is actually the first book I ever read.
And the last.
No. I've read one more. No, I've read many books. I actually went through a phase there where I actually just loved reading books. And there's a book Magic Johnson and Larry Bird collaborated on, When the Game Was Ours.
Oh God.
Awesome. It's an awesome book.
More Larry Bird.
Larry
Do you remember did you ever watch Family Guy?
I've never seen an episode of Family Guy.
Well, there's this little part where Peter has an afro. He's like a white dude afro, and he's like in a basketball uniform, and he's dribbling around going, look, I'm the white Larry Bird.
The White Larry Bird.
A white Larry Bird.
Yeah. That makes about as much sense as some of the crap I've seen on YouTube here lately.
Yeah. That's what I said. I go the white Larry Bird. That one's covered.
Yeah. Jenny Penny, who you calling a nerd, Josh?
No, she would never do that to me.
Nerd.
No.
Has to be one of her friends because Jenny Penny's one of the nicest people I've ever known.
Really?
Yeah, she's super nice, man.
Yeah, I don't get that from her.
You liar.
Maybe we read people different.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe she's nicer to you than she is to me. I'm just kidding. Yeah, you. See who she's talking to.
I had to mute she was talking to you?
You.
Me? I'm a nerd. I am actually a nerd. Really, I really am. I was never that like cool guy, like I don't know. Not as far as reading books all the time or nothing, but I did go through a phase where I like books for, especially sports books and people I follow, but I don't know. Like I never went to parties or that just wasn't my thing. Dancing. I don't dance. Imagine that.
Really? I pictured you as a young Patrick Swayze.
I get that a lot, actually.
Yeah, I bet. You're like the Chris Farley, not the Patrick Swayze.
Right?
He is a Patrick Swayze.
Oh, yeah.
Woo!
Mama
Get it,
C
girl.
talking that for me. Yeah, Patrick Swayze. Woo,
Jenny Penny, you can block my chat, but I don't think that you can control me being on panel.
Is she trying to block you,
Oh,
John?
I don't know. No,
You just put your hand up to the screen like,
she's just kidding. She's funny.
she is funny. She's been busy lately, and I've missed her in the chat. Oh, the thunder's coming in good now.
Yeah, are you guys getting it pretty bad?
it was rough earlier, and I think we're getting ready to get a second wave of it.
Does it shake your house?
No, we haven't had any house shaking. We did have a limb from a big limb from a tree. Like I was on a live stream maybe a week ago or so, and the limb came down. It was pretty rough.
That's great. It didn't hit your house though, right?
Do what, Josh?
Didn't come close to your house, did it?
It hit the house, but there was no damage.
Oh, jeez.
No,
Well, thank
yeah.
God for that.
Yeah,
That's scary.
it is scary. That's the one thing that I'm, most scared of is Mother Nature, because you absolutely have no control.
You guys have a lot of trees near your house,
Oh yeah, we live in 10 acres of wood area.
like that surround the top of your house.
Yeah. There's like if any of the trees, I'd say when I go out the front door, 15 feet from the house. So any of the trees that fell, they could fall towards the house and hit the house. Yeah.
Do we had
Now, they're not like big oak trees that,
Right.
would come smashing through, but any tree that grows that tall is going to be pretty heavy.
Dang, E squared said a tree fell on her car last week. Oh my god.
Yeah. She showed a picture. It was on
Good Lord.
maybe it was in the mod chat. She showed a picture. Yeah. It looked pretty rough.
I remember, I think it was like 2009. We had this really crazy windstorm up here, and it was, I think the winds got close to 80, 90 mile an hour. And we had so many redwood trees fall. And the house right next door to me, the two houses right next door, both had redwoods fall on them. And it took out a back porch, and it was crazy, man. The streets were just lined with redwoods, and I don't know if you've ever seen a redwood tree before.
Oh yeah.
But they're even bigger in real life when you look up at them. Yeah, but they were all over. We have some close to us, but none that are super close anymore.
Thank
Thank
you.
God.
Smart
It
system.
used to freak me out, but we have earthquakes and crap. So
Oh my goodness, your homeowners nor car insurance would pay for it. That is crazy. So we had some issues recently, and after my address was doxxed,
fun.
with a vandalism, and my insurance doesn't cover vandalism.
Really?
Yep.
Was it like spray paint?
No, somebody smashed out the window, back window.
What the hell is wrong with people?
Just ignorant.
Why would you do that to somebody's property?
Yeah. And then what? It's like, it's mine, but it's my little girl's. Like that's just off limits, man.
Yeah, I unfortunately know that it can be gnarly.
Yeah.
And somebody did ask what I thought about that picture that's going around
Oh, which picture?
of Ernie and Candace. I mean, it's just
hug?
stupid.
Yeah.
It's him.
Putting his arm around her. Is that
He
the
gets
one?
off on that stuff, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the biggest win of his life so far.
That's what I've been saying all along. You outie, KC girl?
And it's not even like quote unquote a big win. You know what I mean?
Have a good night, KC girl.
Hold on here. Oh, I didn't know that I thought my camera was on.
No.
Oh, my bad.
There he is. Now the viewers are going to pick up. Here they come.
Yeah, right. They're flooding over here right this second.
Yeah.
Right this second. They Wow. I thought he had court today.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think he did. Somebody said he was in the, I guess, in one of their vehicles, him and Xander, late last night after the pizza delivery, headed towards Kentucky for court this morning. So I guess he went to court and
Continuation.
yeah, I'm sure that's what it was. Either that or pled guilty or not guilty. I don't know what charges he was there for today. But he hasn't been arraigned, I don't think, on the actual van charges. So I'm assuming, and I know what you get when you assume, but I would assume that that's probably what what happened today.
Right.
And because he was, right back down in Tennessee with Candace.
How far away from Tennessee is he?
From Madison County, I'm going to say 3.5 hours.
He was on a live the other day talking about how some girl that he's seen, he brought her up and said that she had said that she spent $7,000 buying them computers and tablets.
Yep. But then
Did
he
you hear that
said, something about, he appreciated it, but until he receives it, it's not fact.
Oh, so she might be playing them?
Maybe. I mean, that's the way I took it. Like I said, I don't really, probably the same as you, we catch a little, 30, 40 seconds and we're already sick of it. And
yeah, I can't like sit in for a whole minute.
Probably the longest of that turd show, complete all that stuff that I've watched was, I guess, maybe a week ago, somewhere in that range. This Dolly Vision had Ernie, Xander, Tina, BK, and maybe Rap. It was just everybody, and it was like Jerry Springer for real.
I called into that guy's show last night.
You did?
Yeah.
How'd that go?
I was just talking crap about Ernie, but I didn't tell him like it was me, but there were people in the chat going, "Oh, I knew it's Josh." Yeah, because I said it was Josh from California, and I was on the phone, but I didn't say that I was the lab or anything because I didn't want to. And
yeah. Hello,
anyway.
Mike. You see that clever name there?
Yeah. Ha ha. It's a good one.
So how long did you talk?
I don't know, a few minutes. But then Ernie called in right after I did.
Oh yeah, did he defend himself?
Yeah. He was just like talking about how cool he was.
Well, he is pretty cool,
See, I think different, but
I was being sarcastic.
yeah, I know.
A little sarcasm.
Yeah, I think most people knew. The chat was like, "It's Josh, it's Josh," and I wasn't like denying that it was me or anything. I just didn't say, but yeah, I guess my voice is kind of recognizable.
Yeah.
He always talks about how cool he is. Yeah, he's fantastic. It just he's trying. Like I said, he was trying his hardest to get her to implicate Dawn, and it wasn't working.
She still hasn't, right? Like she hasn't come out and said what Ernie's wanting her to say, right? Not that I know of, anyway.
No, and that was kind of the thing that I don't think Benny got that either.
Right.
So, and like I don't know what Benny's whole about face is. I think I leave that up to whoever.
Yeah.
It is what it is. I don't. I don't care. Anything to put pressure on Candace to do the right thing is appreciated. So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna knock that. I mean, he's now pleading for her to come clean. That's fine. And you know, good, I guess. But what Ernie's doing, I always felt that was what Benny was doing. And but Ernie goes above and beyond.
Of course, he's got to, you know.
I mean, he's really lucky he didn't get like somebody didn't shoot him last night, because walking up on that hill that way.
Here's what we used to refer to this kind of guy, where I come from. A one-upper. You ever heard that term?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So anything you can do, I can do better, you know. And you'll see that pretty much, like if you go back and I don't know, just objectively look, like it's kind of like you said. I think when you first came on tonight, like it's a game for them. And one guy does something, the other guy one-ups him, and then the other guy one-ups him, and then they call the law, and then just
Right.
It's back and forth. It's but we're calling the law on people now, and I'm by no means trying to say anything negative or get Benny on me, but I mean and it's not just Benny, like Rap too. Like, we're going to call the law on the guy for buying pizza. If Candace wants to call the law, it's pretty easy to hit that 911.
He said he was invited, and he
Right.
probably was.
Well, like the law supposedly came, so
Yeah, I don't
and
believe that.
if he wasn't invited, he would have went to jail. So,
It's just like, I don't like what's real and what's not. Like, it's the Matrix.
it's hard to find. It's hard to figure.
And who gives a crap if he took her a pizza with extra sausage on the side? Sick.
Who said that?
I did just now. It's disgusting and nasty.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh, Josh. It does. Looking at the screen, I've got this thing on the home screen. It's
It wouldn't be the first detention center.
the Lab County Detention Center.
Lab County Detention Center. Yeah. Yeah, well, underneath you it says you're Shelby Lee Shell.
It does, don't it? Dude, I gotta change that crap.
Yeah, I'd much rather be sitting where I'm sitting.
Let me fix that. That's terrible.
I hope they all go to
Terrible.
jail.
Huh?
I hope they all go to jail.
I got a feeling the majority of them are.
Yeah. Whoever who did that, like, I don't know who. Yeah, Xander and Tina and my God.
What happened in the YouTube world? Did they call the cops on Skern Pup again? Twice yesterday, I think. Maybe once today. Didn't they call today and say that Ernie was under the influence, or Candace was under the influence, or both?
I don't know.
I can't remember. I'm just, from what I'm being told, yeah, they're calling the law all the time,
If it were me and if I was Candace, I'd be living my life off of social media
Oh my gosh, absolutely.
and just getting as drunk and as high as I could without anybody knowing, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's even worse that she shoves it up our ass.
Yeah, I hate to compare the situation or anything together, but if you look back, you know, with the Casey Anthony, like, and I know social media wasn't what it is now, but like, you know, she wasn't acting like Candace. Like, I think she went to a party or something,
She went to
and
a bunch of them.
yeah, and tried to portray that she was getting on with her life.
So she went. Are you talking about the beginning of that?
Right.
So at the beginning of the Casey Anthony story was she didn't report her daughter missing for 30 days, up to at least 30 days. And so then they go back, they're looking, and they start finding out that she's been going to parties and that she's been hanging out with her boyfriend, all while the little girl was dead. And so she was partying. She wasn't looking for her daughter, and she didn't tell anybody. And apparently, like, the boyfriend even testified that he would ask where the little girl Kaylee was, and she would say that she was with the nanny, knowing full well that she was
Oh
dead.
yeah, the nanny. The nanny was
Yeah.
actually a big part of that story.
Yeah.
Not
That
the
was
actual-
that
it
was
wasn't
one
actually part of it, but
that
the
was one of the
story was
first
great.
stories. Like I used to watch every day
We did
that
too.
unfold, man.
Nancy Grace.
Every day, dude. Top Mom, breaking Top Mom, dun, 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 dun. Top Mom out with her boyfriend Jesse. You know, and it was like high drama every day.
Listen, Nancy Grace would make Candace so miserable. Like, she couldn't handle it. There's no way she could handle it. She would hide. But Nancy don't do that no more.
She has a podcast.
Yeah, it's not as popular though. Like, I used to watch Nancy Grace religiously, and there was who was the younger ex prosecutor that came on after her. I really liked her show too.
Jane Velez Mitchell.
Yes, I liked her too.
Yeah.
Of course, I was into that. You know, following that stuff.
Yeah. Did you follow the Natalie Holloway case?
Yes.
I remember when Greta Van Susteren went.
She's another one.
Yeah, they were great reporters, man.
Yep.
They were investigative reporters, and they went and did and dedicated. The biggest pain in the ass is Zenaida. No, well, I don't know if Zanny's real name, but Zenaida is what the name was.
They called her Zanny. The Zenaida the nanny was
But a lot of people think that was her nickname for drugging the kid.
Right, because of
Zanny. Yes, Xanax. Right.
Yeah.
Which I actually think that I don't think she actually intended to kill the kid. I think that she over drugged her or something.
Yep, I agree.
And, you know, accident cover up type thing. Well, it's not much of an accident when you're drugging your kid. It's pretty despicable. But even the grandpa was talking about how he had noticed in the last 2 months that she was very lethargic and didn't have a lot of color.
Kaylee, right?
Yeah, Kaylee, the young girl. She'd be like almost 16 now or something like that.
Yeah.
It's really
sad.
I did some stuff on that, you know, did a bit about that case, but that was a case that just really stuck with me as well.
Yeah.
She was she had duct tape around her head, and then she had the impression, like this little impression around, it was like a heart, like by her lips, like a sticker had fallen off, but the residue made the heart shape. And yeah, she was just thrown away like trash.
Oh, it was,
and it pissed me off.
Oh gosh, yeah.
It really pissed me off. It still pisses me off. And it pisses me off that the state, so the state had no real way to prove how she died, and they charged her with murder, like premeditated first degree or something like that. And death penalty cases are really hard to they're rough.
Yeah.
And you really got to have it put together. They overcharged her for for the evidence.
Yeah.
And then like you couldn't get a fair trial because most everybody thought she was guilty. And the only people you could get on a jury were people that didn't know or were just skeptics.
Yep.
And so like, which I guess is the way that it should be, but they ran through so many potential jurors because everybody thought that she was guilty. And then, it was crazy, but they overcharged her. They didn't have enough evidence. And for the death penalty and first degree murder, you just, I know that they wanted it, and she deserved every bit of all those charges. But that I think that's what's taking so long in the Summer Wells case.
I do too. I think there's a lot more actual work being done that people don't see.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing, I think.
I think so too.
Because it was too publicized with Kaylee Anthony. I mean, it was over publicized, and like you said, it affected it. It affected everything when it actually went to court.
Yeah. Yeah. So, somebody says here, do you worry about jury issues in Summer's case if Dawn Wells or Candace Wells goes to trial? In Tennessee, probably. You would probably have to. Summer Wells' case isn't as nationally known as you would think it is. It's not.
Right.
Now, in this community on YouTube, we are a corner of the internet that absolutely knows about it. I live out here in California. People do not know about this case at all. They
Except
just
for
don't.
YouTubers.
What?
Except for the YouTubers.
Yeah, except for people like me who cover it out here.
Right.
But no, nobody knows about it here. Nobody knows about it in Oregon or Seattle but out there. So I don't think that they would have problems getting an untainted jury. I don't think that that's a problem. Which will show you how crazy the coverage of Casey Anthony's trial, or just story, the Kaylee Anthony story.
Yeah. There was another like right on the heels of that case, and I can't remember the names of them, but another little girl, and the parents, like it was at a trailer park in Florida, that went missing, and
out the back door or something like that, right?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, well, I don't know whatever happened there. Nothing, huh?
I don't think so. I think maybe the
parents were druggies, though.
Jail for something, yeah, selling drugs or something. But as far as the little girl, I think it's a cold case.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I do remember that was getting some coverage, but it just never went anywhere at all.
Haley Cummings, you're right. E squared. That's it.
Is that what it is?
Yep, Haley Cummings.
And she's still missing, right?
Yes, I believe so.
I'm looking here. Golly, she'd have her 18th birthday.
Oh,
2009, she went missing. 5 years old. Yeah, I remember this fully. What a story! I can't believe.
the mom and dad both in jail on drug charges. Is that right? E squared. I mean, you could tell, and I hate to judge a book by its cover, but those parents were knee deep in mess all the time. Trouble, fighting, drugs.
Yeah, dude, those two parents, the parent, oh my goodness, this is bringing back a lot of memories here.
Yeah,
Wow, I got a rabbit hole to go back down.
yeah. I'm gonna look it up tonight,
Dude. That good call on that. I hadn't thought about that. That's not true. I thought about it probably a couple of years ago, going, I wonder whatever happened. I couldn't remember the little girl's name.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm sure I could have figured it out, but
yeah.
I never followed up. Wow, man.
E² got it right off the bat. On top of it, stepmom was 17 at the time. Yeah,
Dude, there were a couple of funny looking.
it
hold
was
on,
weird, man. It was weird.
Let me show you this real quick. Yeah, bring that up.
You got it. Let's see. Gotcha. See if I can make it.
Yeah, that was them.
Yep.
That was them right there.
Yep. And that woman there, she had a big mouth. Like, let me move this. I'll put that banner back up in a little bit. But yeah, before I take it down, April 15th from 6 p.m. through the night, please turn on your porch lights in support of Summer Wells. Some news station, I think, is doing that in Tennessee.
Yeah, that's really nice. It is.
Yeah. But yeah, there's the little girl's picture right back there. Yeah.
Golly. Yeah, I never got a good vibe out of the dad or whoever. That wasn't her mom, right?
No, that's the stepmom.
Golly.
Yeah. See, I thought I know it's jumping to conclusions, but for me, I thought she was the perpetrator.
The stepmom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she lost her temper with her.
Yeah.
But it's not what you think, right?
That's right.
What you
Gotta
can
prove it.
and
Yeah.
her story didn't add up, and her behavior never added up.
No, I think she might have failed a lie detector test.
I'm sure she did.
Yeah.
God,
all kinds of reasons why,
kind of depresses me, man. Just thinking
Yeah.
I really hope that's not how this case goes. I don't think it will, though.
I don't think so either. I definitely don't think it's going to go cold. I think it's going to get eventually. I think there's going to be swift action. When they bring it down, I think it's going to come down hard on somebody.
I do too. Jim, I'm going to head to bed, but it was a lot of fun catching up with you, man.
Yeah, man. Thank you, buddy. It's good to hear from you again.
Yeah. We'll do it again.
Maybe we'll schedule something next week or something.
Cool.
All right, Josh. I appreciate it, buddy. Good night, man.
Good night.
All right, guys. We'll probably call it a night too if you guys ready. I actually stayed up way longer than I planned on, but old buddy Josh came to hang out and kind of got carried away just talking, hanging out with friends. So throw some hearts up in the chat if you had a good time just hanging out tonight. I know I did. Put me a purple heart there. Yeah. Yeah, you guys hit that like button on your way out. Appreciate you guys showing up and being strong all night long. Hello, Banner B. But appreciate you guys. And tomorrow we will start. Let's start at 9:30, and we'll plan probably to be up past midnight, couple 2-3 hours with some trial coverage. And next week, I'm going to get these documents to share with our trusted friends, and we'll read these transcripts between Mr. Shell and Miss Lucinda. So we'll get all that stuff loaded up and ready to go. We'll finish the week out Sunday after the Easter festivities. Sunday evening we'll have family night, and but tomorrow we'll get back to the trial 9:30 until after midnight. So man, I appreciate you guys so much. You have no idea how much, and thank you. God bless, and y'all have a good night.